Hey guys, what's up? Today I have a battle. This is a UU match. This one is against epicfirebolt. And looking at his team, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a bit annoying. Because his team is fairly defensive, from the looks of it. I mean, the Roserade could be offensive, but again, pretty much everything except Drudagon could be defensive as opposed to offensive. So, yeah, basically, I'm just going to lose Raikou because he's got no ground type, so I can Volt Switch out of anything that happens to be there. It's going to be his Rotom. Because I'm Scarfed, I know I'm faster. I probably should have just hard switched, just so he wouldn't suspect me being Scarfed. Um, because if he's Scarfed, he knows I'm Scarfed now. But, whatever. I'm gonna go to Swampert, and Overheat's not really gonna do a whole lot. I mean, it's a nice amount, but I don't really have a special wall at all, so that's kind of gonna screw me over. But I'm gonna put up rocks. He's gonna switch to his Roserade. I don't want to stay in for a Giga Drain, but I also don't want to get sleep powdered on anything that I'm gonna need. So I go to Sceptile, and he ends up setting up spikes, so I know he doesn't have sleep powder. But I'm gonna go for the HP Ice. And even though I'm Specs, that's actually not even gonna do like a lot. Like, it's barely half. And he goes for the Sludge Bomb, and I didn't think it would kill, but it does. And I'm just like, whoa. Because, like, he's defensive with spikes and leftovers. And, yeah, his move is, like, stab and quite a bit stronger. But still, I'm like, whoa, okay, that was weird. But I guess Sceptile's special attack is not that great. It's like 105 or something. Anyways, I go to Cobalion. Instead of just going for the Iron Head, I went for the Sword Stance because I'm like, oh, he doesn't really have much, but he has Rotom, so that was a stupid move anyways. But he also has Sableye, which I know is going to try and Will-O-Wisp me, so I really should have just went for the Iron Head and then switched out after. But yeah, I go to Victini because I know Will-O-Wisp is coming. It's not going to do anything. I'm going to go for Fire Blast. Again, like, I'm just playing super obvious. This time I'm like, oh, nothing takes Fire Blast. And then I'm like, wait, he has a Suicune. So, yeah, I could have just Thundered and that would have worked out. But here, I'm like, Thunder's going to do a crap ton. And I go for it, and he lives like it. Like, oh, no HP. I'm like, no. I mean, he doesn't take me out, but he does get the chance to do, like, 200 or something damage, almost. I'm going to go for the Psyshock. Figure he's not going to switch into Bronzong, and anything else doesn't really appreciate a Psyshock at all. Well, technically Sableye, but I don't know why he would switch to that. So Psyshock takes him out. That's fine. I go to Swampert because I know I can save Victini for fodder, and I'm pretty sure he's going to go for the Sucker Punch. And Swampert can probably, take another attack if he goes for it. But because he switches out, I'm pretty sure he's Choice Banded, so I'm going to go for the Ice Beam as he switches into Roserade, which is not exactly too smart. But I could have also went for the Earthquake, but I wasn't sure if, like, Rotom or Bronzong would come in. So, yeah, but Earthquake would have definitely killed him at that point. But because I know he doesn't have Sleep Powder because he has Spikes, as I said earlier, I'm going to switch to Cobalion. And that Giga Drain's actually going to do quite a bit. I was hoping he'd go for the Sludge Bomb, predicting the switch to anything. But unfortunately, he just goes for the Giga Drain. And that's not too good. So here I go for the Iron Head. He's going to switch to Bronzong kind of randomly. I don't know why he did that. But, yeah, he ends up not doing any damage. I'm going to go for the Sword Stance, hoping he doesn't have Earthquake, but pretty much every Bronzong in UU now has Gyro Ball, Earthquake, Toxic, and Stealth Rocks. They don't really need HP Ice, and HP Fire is also not necessary, so it's basically that's like everyone's set. I'm going to go for the Close Combat, kind of thinking it doesn't matter if he switches. I'm like, I don't think he will, but even if he does, he can't kill me in time. Like, he can burn me as he does here, which kind of sucks, because if I had a particular switch, I would have killed his Sableye flat out. But in the end, whatever. I ended up getting a lot of damage. So, yeah. Go to Crobat. He's going to burn me because he's going to assume I'm going to go for, like, Brave Bird. But I'm actually going to taunt him so that he can't recover or taunt me. And that works out sort of how I wanted it to. I'm going to go for the Toxic here. And basically now he's screwed. Yeah, he, can't really do much to me. The only problem is as soon as Taunt wears out, he's probably going to taunt me, and then I can't roost. So I need to sort of stay up. But I show him here I have Roost, as most Crobats with Taunt and Toxic have, because why not? And he keeps nightshading me. And I believe, is it at this point? Yeah, here I'm gonna go with the Super Fang, predicting him to switch because like he's just kind of wasting his HP and I'm just roosting. But unfortunately, he just stays in, and I don't know why. But yeah, and to make it worse, his taunt wears off. I haven't seen taunt yet, but I know he has it, but I didn't feel like playing too risky and switching out to anything because he could have burned that, and I don't know. I could have went to Swampert maybe, and then like switched back to Crobat on the Will-O-Wisp and wasted time like that, but I don't know. In the end, I ended up switching out here because, you know, my only move on him is Super Fang, and that does nothing. But I go to Swampert, so yeah, I mean, I ended up going to Swampert anyways. It probably would have been a better idea because, I mean, if he doesn't have sub, I know that, so it's like Recover, Will-O-Wisp, Nightshade, and he's going to have Taunt. I mean, there's nothing else to really have. But yeah. So he switches into Roll Raid after his Sableye dies. I'm going to switch out to my Victini as Death Fodder. And then go to Raikou. Unfortunately, I kind of have to go for the Hidden Power Ice. I wasn't sure if he would switch, but I don't think Shadow Ball would have killed because it was going to do about 20% max, if I recall correctly, and he looked like he was at more than 20%. Because 20% is when your health bar turns to red, so like it wasn't like just over that, so I don't think it would have killed, and that's max damage anyway. So ends up working out, but he goes to Bronzong, and I have to switch to my Crobat here. Fortunately, he goes for the Earthquake. I'm gonna Roost, and he's gonna go for the Gyro Ball, which does just about the same amount of damage. Now, the thing is here, he's going to start going for the Earthquake, predicting me to Roost. But the thing is that if Gyro Ball is max 150 base power, which it should be because I'm a max speed jolly Crobat, it should be, that would be 225 base power, and Earthquake super effective is 200, so I don't know why he keeps Earthquaking, but it's letting me Super Fang. And at this point, I'm going to go for the Roost because I'm going to expect him to do something else. I kind of wanted him to Stealth Rock, really, because it wouldn't have bothered me that much and it would have given me a free turn. But he does just keep Earthquaking, and if I had a Super Fanged him again, that actually probably would have been more beneficial. But, you know, I mean, I was going to die to burn anyway, so like he had no reason not to go for the Earthquake. So, Super Fang might have actually helped here. Might have actually helped me score this KO. Not certain on that. Actually, probably not. Because I would have done half damage and he would have restored most of that with lefties. And it would have changed things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it would have killed them. But whatever. He gets Toxic off on me, and that's not good because I kind of need Swampert to be able to take a hit from a Rotom. But, yeah, you're going to see here in a second, it's not going to end up mattering because he does have HP Grass on his Rotom, which I didn't even really see coming, but it's fairly common for, like, Swamperts and Rhyperiors because that's your best way to hit both of them. And I probably could have went out to my Raikou and taken it, but the thing is that Druddigon is too powerful, and he's not going to, like, not kill Swampert, and even if Swampert gets a hit off, which I would because I'm actually higher base speed, and most Druddigons don't have speed investment because their speed is only like 48. But actually, you know what? I'm relaxed, so maybe not. But I don't know. Anyways, even if I did get an Ice Beam off or something, like it wouldn't have really made a big deal because you're gonna see here in a second after I kill this Rotom with my Shadow Balls that this Shadow Ball is only really gonna do like, I don't know, like 25% or something. So it's really not a big chunk. And Ice Beam from a uninvested, much lower special attack Pokemon, well, Shadow Ball's not that either, but it's super effective, but it's like, wouldn't do double the damage. Definitely not. But, yeah, so I end up losing there. And, basically, I mean, I made a few misplays, but overall it was a good match. And, basically, the one thing I really wish didn't happen was the Suicune living that Thunder, because I could have used Victini. Like, I mean, I ended up switching it out anyways, and if it was still alive, I could have used it to, you know, really help me out with, like, Rotom, with Bronzong, if I got, in safely and killed him with Fire Blast. And, well, Judigon not really because he has Sucker Punch, but I could have, forced him to lock himself into it, and that would, I don't know, whatever. Either way, it was a pretty cool match, and, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, so I'll see you all next time.